Friends, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Mary. We got Mr. Capitano right here with us. He actually went to the vet yesterday and she told me that he is now considered a senior citizen. I can't believe it. I don't even... Anyways, let's get to today's video. So obviously by the title, we are going to be talking about Capitan's docked tail. This is a very common question that I will get on Instagram, mainly on YouTube. People ask me, why did I cut his tail? Where is his tail? Why doesn't he have a tail? Why would you cut his tail? First of all, if you're going to try to diss me, you should say it like the proper way. It's not a cut tail, it's a docked tail. And we are going to get into how I personally feel about docking tails later into this video. But yeah, this is a subject that always pops up, or somebody always likes to comment it, so I feel like instead of just, typing everything, I'm just gonna send them this video, so all the questions will be answered. But before we get into it all, if you are new to our channel, it would mean the world to me if you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, follow us on all socials. They're linked down below like always. Do you see what's going on right now? I was like, Cappy, let's go film. And he hopped up here, and then the sissies, they just want all the limelight. You darn sissies. So before I get into my personal opinions of docking tails and the whole story behind Capitan, I thought it would be good to share a little history of how this all came about, because I was interested myself. Now obviously you know that this is a old practice, but this is a super duper old practice from the Roman Empire times. Rottweilers were working dogs, and I know I couldn't really think of Cappy going out and doing work. His work is to be my best friend and be here for me, I'd be here for him. But they didn't see them that way. Rottweilers would pull carts. So if most of you guys that are watching, I'm sure your Rottweiler has a tail, and you know that thing is long, strong, beautiful, massive, just something to be reckoned with. So they figured just to get rid of it as a whole would be less hazardous for them, because they'd be pulling carts. I mean, I can imagine that tail's always up, it getting hit, something crazy happening. I mean, we're talking back in the day. Also, Rottweilers are farm dogs, so they would herd, they'd be out protecting from coyotes and all that stuff, so they would get stepped on a lot by the cows or the other animals. It would get caught up in fences, and then I guess there would be a really big rabies outbreak where somehow they would be getting bit on their tails and rabies would happen. So they decided, get rid of the tail altogether, less hazardous for the dogs, everybody's safe and happy. But I'm kind of confused, because why does a Labrador forever have their tails? Because they would hunt, How come they gotta keep their tails and the Rottweilers didn't? Is it because the Rottweiler's tail is bigger than a Lab's? I don't know. See, that's not, I'm confused on why certain breeds do and don't, because I mean, at the end of the day, back in the day, dogs were all working dogs, right? Even the Boston, they would chase rats. But now these days, if a dog has a dock tail, it is 100% cosmetic. I'm sure there are some working dogs though these days, like Rottweilers that are guard dogs, that are police dogs, that are in the Navy. Maybe, it would make sense for them to have a dock tail because they're doing hardcore work. But a dog like Capitan, who's a house dog, he's not pulling any carts. There's not really a reason for him to not have a tail. It's 100% cosmetic. Right. Now, let's bring it back to my personal opinion. and Capitan. When I started this channel, I started it like 5 years ago, and Capitan was already a year old. So I was not into like the Rottweiler community. I wasn't reading books. I wasn't active. I wasn't watching YouTube videos. I wasn't up to date what was going on in Europe. I just knew I wanted to get a Rottweiler that was healthy, that was bred properly, and I wanted him to be a good, like, that's all I wanted, you know. I just wanted a good dog, and I wanted to get him from a good situation, which I did. Now, you know, after having my channel, I get questioned a lot about, like, where's his tail? And in the beginning, I was like, well, what do you mean? Like, Rottweilers are known to have little nubbies, you know? And obviously I learned, you know, which is amazing, that we're stopping this old ways. And like, this is years ago that I'm learning this. Like, now I obviously know how old of a practice it is docking a dog's tail. So I bought Cappy, like I said, 7 years ago, non-knowledgeable. Now, knowing everything that I know, I love the fact that I think it's Australia, a lot of Europe, that have completely banned docking tails and cropping ears. And how do I feel about that? Amazing. Like, I wish it would come over here. I know that America has like talked about it, but they haven't done it because it would make a lot of people mad. Because a lot of people think that Rottweilers should have a dock tail and Dobermans should have their ears up because like that's the standard look. I do believe that in the American Dog Kennel, they had like the big dog show on Thanksgiving, and the Rottweiler there had a nub. When people sometimes like message me this, I feel like they think that one day I got Cappy as a puppy with his tail, and like at 8 months I was like, you know what? I want to dock it. So I docked it. No, I would never do that. He came to me this way. And then people were like, oh, well, you're supporting a breeder that dock tails. I did. I was not educated. Like I said, this was 7 years ago. So what am I supposed to do now? Like, get rid of Cappy? Like, what are we supposed to do with the dogs that have a dock tail? Like, I'm sorry. That wasn't my personal choice. I don't need to be getting for somebody else's decision that they made for him, if that makes sense. Like, if I had the choice at that time, tail or no tail, I would let him have his tail. Like, what do people want me to do with him? All I can do is be on my channel and preach about it, how it is not a good practice, that it's a very old practice. I feel like a lot of my friends that have recently gotten Rottweilers within the last 3 years, you can't even find a breeder, at least in California, that docks tails. Every single puppy that I've seen now has a tail, which I'm 100% about. So it just gets me really frustrated when people think like I made the decision and how cruel I am. It's like, you know, where are you people at when there's actual animal cruelty going on? So I am friends with his breeder. She doesn't breed anymore. It was a one-time thing. He got his dew claws snipped and his tail snipped that day he was born. I guess that's when the tissue is the softest, and I don't really know the whole details on how they do it. So editor Mary here. I never really did research to like the actual act of doing it. Like, I didn't really want to get down that hole, but I guess they like rubber band a tail, or they even have like a little tool that snips it. I don't know. I just, wow. I never really knew exactly what they did. I thought it was just like a little snip, but it looks way more intense than that. Well, obviously, because there is a bone. Obviously, that has to be very painful both ways. It's a nail, it's a muscle. And I did see Cappy like during the time when his nub was healing. Remember it had like some white powder stuff on it. But yeah, that's how he came to me, and I don't agree with docking tails. That's the end of the story. But, you know, he can wiggle his little nub like no other. It is the cutest thing. You know, I really want to hear your opinion on this. I want to hear like somebody's opinion that's like a high-end Rottweiler breeder, and why you still dog a tail. Is it just for cosmetic reasons? I want to know if you like have a guard dog Rottweiler that's like does guard dog work, and that is a hazard. I just want to know. Comment down below what you think about this whole thing. It's I hope this is some clarity for some people. Obviously, I don't support docking tails. I don't support breeders that dock tails. I don't support Doberman's ears getting cut. I mean, gosh, go off on those people. Jeez Louise, they're the ones making that decision personally. It's like, I didn't make the choice. But anyways, I hope this is a little bit of some insight on what I think. Please don't come for me. Capitan's tail was not my personal choice. Growing up, I've had dogs with a tail, but obviously, like the last 10 years, Capitan I've owned, and then Ruka, they're nubby dogs. So owning Luna with her wild tail, like, was definitely a switch up. My best friend, Ricky, who has Slater, he is a huge, massive Rottweiler, and his tail is ginormous. It's huge. I love it. It's beautiful. It even like curls up a little bit. But I'm not used to it. And I remember having a glass of wine on her table, and she was like, "Don't forget your glass," and the tail just whacked that baby right off. It's strong. To me discuss the subject that I get asked a lot. So like I said, comment down below how you feel about the subject. If you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, notification bell. Please, I don't hope I did make anybody mad. That wasn't the point of my video at all. And until the next time, we will see you. Capitan is curled up. Hurt his little leggy the other day because he was going way too hard with his sister. Do you want me to show you him? Let's see. Kappa!